Mama. Today we're going to do another Pilates with a big giant ball. So we're going to incorporate it into some of our exercises to add some imbalance and make it more fun. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do a nice little warm up, but this time we're going to use the ball. So go ahead and sit on that big giant ball. Your ball should be inflated so that when you sit on it, you have your hips at about the same height as those knees. Pause the video if you need to add some more air and find that pump. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall when you're ready. Shoulders down and back, and just breathe. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Get squared away here. Big inhale, open up that rib cage out to the side. Exhale, squeeze all the air out of the lungs. Pull that navel into your spine. And do it again, but take a little longer. Bigger breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. As you inhale, lengthen that spine. Exhale, continue to lengthen, sit up tall, drop your shoulders down and back, nice open chest. This right here is the posture that you're looking for the rest of your day, whether that involves sitting at your desk or driving your car or sitting down to eat lunch. Continue on with this posture, sitting up tall, tailbone down towards the ground, top of your head reaching towards the sky, shoulders down and back, and nice strong center. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We're just going to roll forward just a little bit and come down so that you're halfway between your hips and your shoulder blades, and hold it right here. We're going to bring our hands behind our head and just lift up just a little bit so you're engaging all your legs are relaxed as much as they can be while holding you, but you're bringing your ribs towards your hips. Just a nice little hold here. Relax your quads and your glutes. Relax those legs, really focusing on the center of your body. One more breath. And then exhale, go ahead and roll it back as far as you want to go. And again, bring it up, ribs towards your hips. Hold it here. One more breath. And then go ahead and roll it back. Relax those abdominal muscles. And come back up. All right, from here, we're just going to hold it down. Tailbone towards the ground, lift up. And I'm going to roll back because I'm going to slide right off my mat. So roll back if you need to, so that when you roll out, your feet are still on your mat and your balls on the mat. Bring your tailbone down, push through those heels and lift up. So we're just activating those glutes, holding yourself nice and strong, just letting the ball be your support behind you. And also really fight to keep those knees tracking with your hips and your heels. Right, those knees kind of want to wobble around. So we're working on knee stability here, as well as hamstring and glute strength. The glutes are up here, hamstrings are down here. Use that same breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let's do a couple more here. Waking up that core. Glutes and hamstrings have a direct effect on your ability to keep that pelvis neutral. That's why they are considered, in my eyes, as core muscles. All right, let's go ahead and roll back again. Straighten out those legs if you like. Nice little wheel here. And then come back up. All right, we're going to move on. Roll to standing. And we're going to do some Pilates push-ups, if you will. Go ahead and pick up that ball. We're going to stand nice and tall at the very end of our mat. Reach ribs and hips together as you reach that ball overhead. And then go ahead and bring it all the way down. We're going to put it onto the mat and roll it out out in front of us, and then come forward so that you land on it with your elbows. Now if you need to come down to your knees, you can certainly do that. If you can stay up on your toes, go ahead and do that. We're gonna hold for 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna roll it back in, bend your knees, roll that ball all the way to your legs, and bring it all the way up. Now I'm not gonna tell you exactly when and how to breathe here. Just keep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Once we start getting that heart rate up with some of these, it's a little harder to maintain that consistent breath, and that's okay. We just don't want to hold our breath. Ribs and hips together as you reach overhead. Bring it back down, belly buttons in nice and strong, roll it out, and then hold for 3. One more nice long breath here, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Shake it means you're working. Bring it back in, keeping those ribs and hips together. Let's do one more. Starting to feel warm now. And go ahead and bring it back in. All right, let's go ahead and change it up. We're gonna roll right over that ball this time. So squat down with knees out wide, bring that ball right next to you and roll out on it so that you go over, and then you can straighten your legs behind you. We're gonna do some leg lifts here, back to the backs of those legs. So balls at the center between your ribs and your hips, and your shoulders are over your wrists here. We're just balancing here with those legs out behind us, nice and straight. If you need to bring your hands out wider for more balance, you can certainly do that. We're gonna hold our upper body still, so kind of center or anchor that upper body. And we're just gonna lift legs up and down. Go ahead and bring your heels together and your toes slightly out, kind of a ballerina pose, pike pose. And just squeezing those glutes to bring those legs up. But that upper body is as still as it can be. Find a spot to stare out a little ways away from your mat. Doesn't take many of these to start feeling them. Belly buttons in. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Now there's no bouncing involved. This is a controlled motion, even though you are on a ball. And I gather there's a temptation to bounce. One more, and let's lift and hold, and we're gonna do little pulses. 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Go ahead and rest those feet down and push back till you give a little stretch. And let's do another set of those. Roll back out, lengthen those legs, heels together, toes out to the side, nice flat back. Belly button in, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Try not to rush through your Pilates movements. The breathing is just as much of a benefit as the motion itself. Let's do 2 more. And then we get to do those pulses. Here we go. Lift and hold, pulse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back, toes to the ground. Push it back. Nice little stretch. Great. All right, now we're gonna roll back because we want to roll over the ball a little further to do a plank. So come up to standing, and then you can bring your ball just outside of your mat. So we want to land on this ball and roll over it so that we're still on our mat if possible. If you want to roll out a little farther for these, you can. We're going to do a plank here, and we're going to add some fun options. So if holding here is your challenge, stay right here. If you can do a little more, we're going to try to bring a hand to the opposite shoulder. If the shoulder is just entirely too far, do a hand or an elbow. Lots of effort to balance here. There's going to be some wiggling going on. Remember, hands can be wide for a little bit more stability. Although I feel like if your hands are closer here, you have a better chance of getting your hand back down. These are going to be harder if that ball is further out on those legs, and they're going to be a little bit less imbalanced if your ball is a little closer to the center mass of your body. Let's try 2 more, and then roll it back. Whew. Lots of work there. Stretch out here for a moment. And you got it. Let's do it again. Roll it out and hold. Keep it here. Hold nice and strong, or add those taps. Really tight through your center. Find a little focal point to stare at just a little bit beyond your mat. You don't need to watch your hands. They know what they're doing. All right, last 2. And then bring it back. There's our plank. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take a little rest here, and then roll right back out. All right, this time let's roll out so that we are at a position where that ball is in the center of our body, between your ribs and your hips, and your legs are straight out from your body. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Mine tend to roll forward, so a little reminder. And we're gonna try to do a little balance here. Come on back. Let's start with our toes on the ground and roll back. Let's start here. We'll move on to that progression if we can. And let's take our right arm out and balance. If you are balanced, you can do a little more. Lift your left leg. Nice and strong, nice and steady. And then switch and try on the other side. Try that left arm out. Find your center, find your balance. Feet apart, give you a little bit better connection. Hold there or lift your right leg up. Extend it out from the center of your body and lower back down. All right, the more fun option is to float those feet behind. Right leg out, left leg up. I'm sorry, right arm out, left leg up. And try it on the other side. Left arm out. Notice that one side is harder than the other. I certainly am. Right leg up. I have to use my toes on this side. And lower it back down. Let's go ahead and round it back. Stretch out that back. Loosen up that spine. And let's do it one more time. Go ahead and roll it out. So you choose toes on the ground or legs lifted. Hold nice and steady, right arm. And at your left leg. And another side. Left arm. And right leg. When you send me a text or an email and let me know that you did this workout, I would love to know if you find that one side is a lot harder than the other. Switch sides, or if it's just me. And switch sides again. And lower it down, go ahead and round that spine once more. All right, come on up, let's roll out so that we are on our backs on our mat. So go ahead and have a seat. Bring your big ball with you. We're gonna roll to our backs and pick up that big giant ball with those hands. All right, so go ahead and hold that ball right over your nose and press into the ball, and then drop your shoulders onto the mat. Right, so your chest is open even though your arms are out in front of you. Your tailbone is down, your legs are relaxed. Squeeze that big ball. Hold that upper body right here. And then we're gonna add some knee lifts into that tabletop. We're gonna start here and then lower this leg and lift the other one. Continue to press into that ball using that upper body. And also engaging even more muscles in your spine or in your core. Lift and lower. Now, if that's too easy for you, you want to do a little bit more fun, start here and lower. start from the ground or start from tabletop, up to you. Either way, exhale up, inhale down. Starting to feel some fatigue in that upper body. Using the fronts of your shoulders, your anterior deltoids, and those biceps, and that chest. Last 2 breaths here. And then slowly bring it back down. Go ahead and rest those arms. Woo! Let's do another set. Press into that ball, hold it right overhead, and then decide which option you're going to do. Squeeze into that ball, press those hands. Nice wide hands, space between those fingertips. Press into that ball with each finger. Starting from the ground or starting from tabletop. Make this your workout. Keep your tailbone down, dropping that navel into your spine with each exhale. Let's do last 2 here. And again, lower it back down and rest. All right, we're gonna change it up. This time our feet are gonna stay on the mat. We're gonna hold that ball overhead. We're gonna reach it overhead. Now when you reach overhead, make sure your ribs and hips stay together. There's no arching in your back. Inhale, reach overhead. If you feel your back has to arch, then just don't take that ball as far overhead. Maintain within that controlled space. And on your exhale, reach up and over so that whole ball goes to the right side of your legs, but your legs are staying in position. Your legs are not moving, they're stationary. And then bring it to the other side. And you guessed it, go ahead and press into that ball. Use those arms, your shoulders, and your chest. Those legs are not doing any work other than trying to hold themselves in a stable position. So the work is in that upper body and that core. Go ahead and bring that ball all the way down so that it taps the ground before you come up and go to the other side. And try to get those hands when you come down so that they are even height from the ground. And that'll just bring that opposite shoulder across. Keep pressing into that ball. Let's do one more on each side. And go ahead and bring it down, rest. And we'll do one more set. Here we go, overhead. Really pulling that navel in, reach out. Relax those legs. Using that same breath, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Your inhale opens that rib cage out. Your exhale sinks that navel in. Last one right here. And bring it down. Go ahead and rest. We're going to go right back to those glutes and hamstrings. We're going to break those heels right onto that ball. We're going to go about center ways through. If your feet are about hips width apart, that's perfect. A little wider for a little bit more balance is fine. Just try to keep that alignment here so your knees aren't falling in or falling out. Press those heels into the ball and go ahead and lift your hips straight off the mat. Those are your hamstrings. Lower it back down and right back up. Lower it back down bring it up. Dig into that ball. Bring it slowly down. My hands next to me and pressing down into the mat are really helpful on that balance. You can make it a little more challenging by turning your palms up or bringing your hands across your belly. We're going to do 2 more of these. One more. That ball is staying in place. Bring it down, go ahead and stretch it out. Lengthen those hamstrings, and now we're going to go into those glutes. We're going to lift up and hold. From here, bring that ball closer and then push it out farther. Now bringing that ball all the way out is definitely the more fun option. If that's too much for you, just a little movement can certainly get those muscles working. This is still hamstrings, but it definitely moves into those glutes as well, and those calves. Hips up nice and high. One more. And lower it back down. Stretch those legs out. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and bring that ball in. We're going to hold that ball right here over our nose. Extend both legs straight to the ceiling here. A little variation on a previous one. We're going to press into that ball and tap those feet to the ball. From here, press one. Let's do our left. Push your left foot into the ball, and then your hands are pressing that ball into that left foot as your right foot floats away. Exhale, bring it back in, and switch. Left leg lowers down, right leg presses into that ball. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, switch. Let those shoulders press down into the mat. Lots of core strength here, lots of balance. Shaking means you're working. Last one on each side here. We got to do one more because we started on the side. Last one. All right, now we should be even. And lower it down, rest, and then we'll do that one again. All right, bring that ball up. Nice straight legs, bring them up. Now if this is too much for you, you can alternate here. Bring one down up and one up, right? There's always another option to adjust. Here we go. One leg presses in, the other one reaches out. You can also bring your leg just a little ways away. If it's too much to take that leg all the way out, just to reduce your range of motion. All right, let's do one more on each side. Here we go, last two. Last one. And lower it back down. Quick breather. Whew. Good work. All right, let's go ahead and bring that ball up and relax those legs, ribs and hips together. Inhale, reach that ball overhead, and exhale, reach it up as high toward those knees as you can. Now, I don't want you to lift your tailbone up as you come up. So think about your ribs coming towards your hips. But your glutes are not tightening, your butt's not tightening. You're just using the center of your body here. And that takes some focus and some practice. So it's kind of a little crunch. One more. And go ahead and bring it down. let's do another set. Bring that ball overhead, touch the ground over your head if you can. And curl up a little higher if you can. Relaxing those legs and glutes. Last two. One more. And bring it down. We're going to move that ball to those legs. Hang on to that ball with those legs. Shoulders on the mat, arms to your sides, palms up so that chest opens. We're going to lower that ball away and exhale, lift it back in. Inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. Squeeze that ball, feel those inner thighs work and that pelvic floor come in and up. Two more. This could be a smaller range of motion, or you could just do it without the ball. The ball definitely makes it a bit more challenging. Go ahead and rest those legs. One more set. Here we go. Bring it up and hold, squeeze that ball. Hold it here or add that lift and lower. You could certainly also just hold the ball in place. If you're adding motion, think about keeping those feet in position, like one doesn't go any higher than the other. Let's do two more. And again. And rest. Next one, you may have guessed, I think we've done this before. We're going to add them together. So we're going to bring that ball overhead, crunch up, reach those legs, pass the ball to those legs, and lower it down. Reach it up, pass it, and overhead. Now if this is too much for you, options. A little pass and release. Or just do one or the other. Just do the legs or just do the arms. Whatever you do, just keep moving, right? Choose something you can do with good form and do that. And that is what is going to get you stronger and more able to do the next more challenging option in the future. But struggling through one that's too hard puts you at a greater risk for injury and throwing you off balance. So do what the option you can do with good form. Last two. One more. And let's lower that ball down and go ahead and rest those feet on top. Take a breather and let's stretch it out. Push that ball all the way out and just rest those legs into it. We're going to reach one leg up and hang on to it across the hamstring or the calf. And then from here, go ahead and take that leg across the center of your body. Reach your arm out the other way and look towards it. Nice gentle stretch. Bring it in and let's switch to the other leg. And then lower that leg across. Reach the opposite arm out. Look towards that hand. And bring it in. Let's come on up to seated. We're going to do that nice little wheel on the ball to stretch out our spine and also our abdominal muscles. We did lots of forward motion for this front part. So roll out on the ball so that that ball is between your hips and your shoulder blades, and then lower your head down if you can. You can stay here or reach your hands back or go all the way into that wheel with your hands on the mat. And then slowly bring it back in and all the way up to seated. And let's take a nice big breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more. And exhale, bring it down. Give yourself a high five, right? Pat on the shoulder. Excellent job. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to your feedback on this workout as always. And I want you to have a wonderful day. Keep moving, Mama.